Today I'll be testing the $40 Casio 5152. Oh, no, that's not turning. Right down. Yeah, I feel like there's slight bubbles right there. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the 5152, and actually someone requested that I test this in the comments. And I always encourage it, so always comment what watch you would like to see get tested next. Working perfectly fine, really smooth, bi-directional bezel. Really nice. It says it's about 10 bar, stainless steel, water resistant. We'll see. All right, as always, we're gonna do the drop test first. It'll be about 4.5 feet. We'll do dial up and then dial down and then crown side. So, dial up. Now we're gonna bump it up to about 5.5 feet, and we'll do dial up first, then back, then crown. Really didn't seem like it did anything to this watch at all. And this is even a G-Shock. This is a $40 like resin encased watch. Kick it up a notch, or throw it up a notch, or throw it down a notch. I'm gonna throw it on the ground. I'm not gonna slam this, but I'm not gonna just toss it. You can judge on the sound, but dial down. Let's go for it. Case down, crown, and then dial one more time a little bit harder. Oh, where the heck? Okay, so the watch, we actually have a crack. We're gonna look at this closely. I need to go find the spring. Where the heck did the spring bar go? Okay, so I have no clue where that spring bar went. Okay, I'm still looking. I have no clue where that spring bar went, but I'll probably find it after I finish editing this video. But that was honestly completely unexpected. I did not expect the spring bar of all things to come out. So next up is the mud test, and honestly I always go back and forth with this test because on the one hand, kind of like a scratch resistant test, but I do that already. Also, you can think of it like waterproof if it's muddy enough, but I do that at the end also. So I'm trying to think if I should do a different test. I think it's interesting when the watch has a bezel, especially rotating bezel, that's what I mean. Or if it's a digital with the buttons, if they still work after. But for watches that are just have no rotating bezel, and they're maybe not like outdoor watches, I wonder if there's an equivalent kind of style test I can do, but it's also pretty fun. Get it up out from under there. That's supposedly our watch. I don't think that bezel is gonna turn. No, that's not turning. Yeah, that's the first. Wow, it really got in there. So we're gonna keep going. Okay, that is insane. I can't twist that bezel. We're gonna try to wash this off, see if I can make it any better. All right, so I just washed it off, and I haven't tried turning the bezel yet. Dang it. That is, oh no, there we go. Okay, it's just my weak little thumbs. Okay. So I think I turned it. I did turn it. Okay, I can turn it like this. But you remember when I said it was super easy to turn? Yeah, it's now only one direction now. So now it's a proper diving watch, which makes me think if it even was supposed to be bi-directional. Yeah, okay, there we go. I bet if I wash this off and turn it back and forth. Okay, no, now it's stuck. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I bet if I do this underwater, see a lot of mud's coming off of there, it'll probably get back to normal. But, I mean, it's slowly getting there. Because it's stuck. Could be fixed, though. I'm not going to say that's a complete fail. Obviously, the watch, we're going to do the band test. And as always, the spring bar is going to pop off first. That's to be expected, especially after we dropped it. That was tougher than I thought. Which makes me think, I don't know how the heck that popped off. That actually held in pretty good. To be expected, though. I guess to not be expected. But what I'm always curious about is the band itself. And then usually these rubber bands do pretty well. You can't really break them. It's usually pretty impossible to break any of these. And they have pretty good memory. So I'm going to twist it and it's going to go back. I mean, within reason. You could probably twist it back, but it's really, I've yet to break any of these bands. I've even pulled one with a rope for more leverage. And so you can really, I mean, these are durable. As cheap as this is, it's one of the most durable. More durable than metal. I've bent a lot of metal and broken a lot of metal bracelets. This is the other one. Buckles you maybe be able to snap off. Maybe. Sometimes I'll do this as leverage. It's a tough buckle. I gotta say, that's pretty tough. Scratch resistant test with a rock. First on the glass, plastic, whatever this is. Very light pressure. Very light. And nothing. A little harder. I see some scratches now kind of popping up. Doing a little bit more force here. Just barely though. Then on the stainless steel, we'll probably scratch a little bit easier. You can maybe pick that up. Scratched a lot easier, to be expected. And if we go just a little tougher here, just in the corner, that's where we're starting to get those scratches. Quite a bit of pressure with the rock in the corner is going to really scratch it. But even when I swipe my hand away, like, it looks a lot worse right after. And I just put my thumb over it and it still looks pretty bad, but not terrible. The very surface level scratches. I already know the stainless is gonna get chewed alive here. Yeah, that's nasty. Good thing this is usually on the wrist. Okay, so now is the water pressure test. And since the spring bar on this one is bent and the other one is missing, I don't know how I'm going to, I'm trying to see if actually I could pull this out. Thinking on the fly. Okay, it's out. Majorly bent. I just care if I can push it back in there somehow. Put it on. Okay, I got it on. So this actually is going to work. I'm going to attach it to here. Just barely hanging on. I'm going to put it inside. Hopefully, please stay on. It's in there. Now this says 10 bar, which is around 100 meters. I've explained how this thing works, but basically I'm going to pressurize inside of this chamber, and I can only go to 60 meters. But since we have that crack there, I'm afraid it may not last. So let's try going. Okay, we're at 10 meters. 20 meters. 30 meters. 40 meters. I'm starting to see a little bit of bubbling on that crack. 50 meters, what? That's 60 meters. Oh, just about 60. What? I mean, I know it said it could do 100. I didn't. Wow. But that's insane. Maybe someone can explain it, but I would assume that if there was a crack, it would totally just cave in, but I guess not. Dang, we'll release the pressure. Nothing. That's insane. And there it goes. Fish it out. This is why you carry a pocket knife. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you could see, there's bubbles right up in there. Some water leaked in, but there's nothing inside. That's insane. I said it before and I'll say it again. I actually don't remember what I said, but I'll say this, that if you are looking for a watch and you don't care about brand, you don't care about heritage, which honestly this has both, $50 watches, these sub $50 watches, these $30, $20, $40 watches on the high end, this is like 40 bucks. These things are insanely good for the price. And I don't think for a lot of you, you needed me to tell you that, but just seeing it in action is something else. There's little watches that I tested this nearly 10 times this that did not do as well. And I'm still so surprised that it held up in that water pressure test. I mean, I think you can kind of pick it up. There's just a couple drops of water in there. Maybe if I left it there longer, it would have seeped through, but look at this. It's still working. Bezel's, I mean, it's kind of gone. Well, I don't know what's wrong with my thumbs. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure down so I can't twist it. But no, you could still twist that bezel, bi-directional. It's a lot of grit in there. I mean, you can hear it. But I'm sure you can wash that out. The oddest thing though was that band snapping off. I don't understand what happened. Maybe when it hit, that spring bar got compressed and then shot out. Never happened to me before. So that was weird, but super durable bands. Obviously spring bar is always gonna fail when you pull it, so you can always replace the spring bar. Still there, the bent one. Scratch resistant, these plastic, crystal, whatever you wanna call it, they tend to scratch more easy than glass, obviously, but really, I mean, you gotta put a lot of force to really get those bad scratches. Crack was a little surprising, but honestly, that didn't even matter because you could barely see it at this angle. Certain angles is a little bit worse, but didn't affect water resistance at all. At all. Especially, I mean, if you're going, most people aren't going 60 meters. So this was a fun test, crazy result. But as always, I really enjoyed making this. If any suggestions on the next watch I should test, leave a comment below, and always leave a comment message on how I can make these tests better. But this was a fun one, Casio 5152. And until next time, stay safe out there.